Welcome back to Brushes and Blades, and today we're going to talk about how I magnetized the Grand Master and Nemesis Dreadknight armor's weapons. So I wanted to have them swappable and be interchangeable between the new mace and the new flail. That's what I'm going to call them, the mace and the flail. This video is going to be a bit long. It's going to be roughly about 30 minutes. The entirety process was probably that was recorded was like an hour, but let's go ahead and get down to the paint cam. So option does all in socket in there, really nice. Could just, I doubt it. Oh, that like firmly scoops. All right, so if we do cut away, we don't want to damage this piece at all because it kind of covers that up right there. Don't want to leave it in there too long right now because it's still a little damp. But for this ball and socket, it gives it something to like hang, I guess. It's a little like it doesn't fill that void right there. That is a little strange. Let's kind of see how it fits. We'll just dry socket it right now into his hand. That is still a little pliable. Be careful with his arm right now. Hasn't fully set yet. All right, so how I have it now, it would hang. They both look cool. They both look cool. All right, we got the mace. It's kind of similar to the hammer, at least in looks. But the flail is very unique. Looks pretty freaking awesome. But I want to be able to swap out my weapons just like I can before. So I think the easy answer is actually have a drill bit or set it down. I keep in here. That is the same size of these bits that I'm working with currently, or magnets that I'm working with currently. So I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I just know how to measure magnets to match. Drill bits are fairly easy process. You just use the butt, as long as the width of the, let me reword that. The width of the drill bit doesn't exceed the base. You can just use the bottom of the base to determine the size that matches your magnets. It's the quickest and easiest way to do it. So the easy answer is to cut off a portion of the ball and socket joint on both of these and then slightly drill into the hand portion. Let's get this hand off while we're working on that. That's still not a hundo dry yet. Side. So mild modification time. Whew, here we go. All right. So I'm just going to use it. I'm not going to put it on a bit or anything. I'm just going to use my hand and mild pressure. Goal is just to get in there a little bit more. Than what is already there. And I'm spinning it back and forth. I'm mostly going the correct way I drill wood. Right here. Then every once in a while I'll go the other way. And it helps clear out debris. That is all. Okay. I haven't made too much progress yet. It's nothing drastic. Just going to keep randomly trying to dry fit everything. Kind of see where we are. All right, so we have actually made a little bit of progress. This isn't damaged. So let's go ahead and just kind of see. Let's take off the third magnet. No. So we basically need to get a full magnet. Don't point with the drill bit to the magnets. Full drill bit height down on this. I'm going to continue to apply just enough pressure with my hand, using the bit itself as a grip. Two hours later. It's a bit of bashing action here. Wouldn't be a build video with me if there wasn't at least a little bit of kit bashing going on. It's not a flat bit, so we're actually gonna have to go down a little bit more. I'm gonna continue to try to dry fit this. I can definitely feel that it's gotten a lot looser, so it doesn't have that flat to connect to anymore. Let's kind of see. I don't. Oh, I do have something that will actually. That is plastic. Let me use this. Oh. Go. All right, that didn't. We're about halfway. Am I zoomed all the way in? This is about far zoomed in as I can get without losing resolution. I'm about halfway to where I want to be. Drilling here. Again, I apologize. I don't know the size of this magnet, nor do I know the size of this bit off the top of my head. I just know it matches. All right, let's see where we're at now. Use the. Actually, that's a good idea. So if we take the magnet, put just one magnet in there, get it to face the right direction. Now we push it in with this and it matches. We know we're at where we want to be. Just a tiny bit more. I could technically take off more of this and it'd be fine where it's at. Let's go a little bit more. Let's go the tiniest bit more. Just to be sure. The last thing I want to do is screw this up. So let's get a little bit of super glue. Sure we're not gonna. And we're gonna put the tiniest amount of super glue in here. We shall just. Nope, we shall go with the one. It's not the right answer. Oh, I don't want to. Ah, come on. I'm trying to. I've done this before where I have a bad feeling that it will happen with how tiny these magnets are. Oh, great. Now it's all sticky all over me. Here we go. All right. Got it in there. Use the non-metal object to push it into its proper seat. Go. We shall use the weapon to push in even further. Something plastic. Okay, I guess this still would work. Let's make sure that's seated all the way. I can barely see it. I could have probably gone a little bit more. All right, while that dries, I'm not getting that in there any further. And far as I can see, that is pretty spot on. Yeah, because look at that fit with the magnet in there. So all we need to do is take off the width of this magnet off of this ball. And that's pretty much spot on with this lip. And what I mean by that lip is where it starts to go around. So where this outer piece starts to go flat, if we cut off just the tip of this ball and socket joint that we no longer have, we should be good to go. So I'm actually gonna where's my big boy file at? There it is. I got to be careful with this because it does have, this is a metal file and it does have a side file to it. So I don't want to damage that too much, but I don't want to sit here all day. So very rarely do I use metal file. I don't like, it scares me too much. We'll just go with a knife. Controlled. There we go. Kind of carved into it a little bit too much. Top edge a little bit. That. And then another thing I like about these straw sticks is that they're only sandpaper on two sides, so this is just the soft mesh that's made out of. Don't have to worry about what I was worried about with the metal file. We just want a nice clean. It's not very flat. I didn't do a very good job on that. Definitely got one side lower than the other. My big thing is I just need a flat, correct flat surface to do this on. I think this is as low as we're going to want to go. Let's do another dry fit. Looking good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By a wee bit too much maybe? No? Actually, probably not far enough. I doubt this super glue is dried enough, so I don't really want to mess with that yet. This is going to be easy. I'm just going to snip this. Let's work. Let this do it drying a little bit more. And we're just going to snip this ball. Or not. This I'll use a metal file on and not be afraid of it. My nice. There it is. All right, so we're just gonna angle of hang. Okay. Man, it actually got some weight to it. Like, trying to use my fingers as the guide. Missing a layer of skin when this is done. Okay. Almost halfway there. It looks good, nice and smooth, nice and straight. That's what I wanted to really check on. It's good. I took the chunk from the wrong end. It's all good. Oh, pay attention. Nothing some sprue glue won't fix. Perfect. All right. I think that's good. Let's test and see if this magnet will pull out. Not that. I don't know if the mic, I doubt the microphone is picking that click noise up. Maybe it will as I talk. But it's not coming out, so I think we're good to go. So for both of these, if we put you on here, yep, that makes about where it needed to be. So again, we'll super glue this. Huh. I just had a thought. With this one, do we technically want to dig into this at all? Nope, it's like the exact same size. Never mind. Oh. All right, let's just verify ourselves again. Looking good. Just needs that lift. Looking good. This is what we need to do. Put the magnet in there. See if it sits. Okay, still got more to go. That's what we should do. Off the smallest layer again. It's like quite not a very small layer. That's actually pretty substantial there. Make sure we're still nice and flush. Let's sand it out. Make sure we're flush. Oh, progress. Okay. With the magnet in there, it is flush. All right, so let's pull that out again. And all right, blade separation. There we go. Oh, hold on. Blade separation again. All right, so we know that way the way it needs to sit. Take our super glue again. And the tiniest amount. Oh, it's not very tiny. Shall set. Come on now. Come off the blade. Make sure I'm nice and centered. Non-plastic, non-metal object. Looking good. Make sure we push down nice flat in the back there. And it is nice and flat. Sorry, I'm off camera probably right now. Yep. All right. Whew. There we go. Now that's probably going to be the moneymaker right there. All right. let's go ahead, while that dries, let's go ahead and start working on this one. So again, it's on him like that. We want it like this. There it is. I was like, I know there's another magnet over here. All right. Blade for separation again. So I'm using, luckily I can access it. It's not shear. I pull the blade out and I know that this side now is the side that needs to connect to the weapon. Okay. All right. It's gonna go like that. All right. I need some amount of super glue. All right, that is on there. We'll let that set. I want to give it a little squeeze, but it's being a little temperamental. Ugh. Trying to keep it centered. I messed up a little bit on this side right here. Got a little too much flatness going on. But the angle is nice. I'll fix that later. We'll probably end up just covering this up completely with some sprue glue. Freaking money. That's basically perfect. There's like a small bend in it when it snaps to. I thought I pulled the other magnet out there for a second. That could be a multitude of things that's causing that. Still feel like it's getting a little bit of hit with some glue. So if I lift this backside a little bit, I can. Yep. All right. So let's get some cement. Yeah. So we're going to seal this in to make it look like it's part of it. So when we go to prime it, it actually takes paint. I'm mostly targeting the crack in between the plastic and the magnet. He fell. I bumped him. All right. There we go. And that, like I said, is mostly so we can take on primer. So I am experiencing the need of like a mild amount of lift. So what we'll do is I'll put a dab on the magnet and I'm gonna let it sit and dry like this downward. So that little bubble flows down and maybe giving that little lift that I need. I'm not gonna do that quite yet to this one yet because we haven't tested it. Probably was enough time. Yep. Let's see what it looks. Dude. All right, I'm gonna put it on it. Hold on. Get back off. It didn't come out. That's a good sign. Still, man, these arms are still moving around a lot. Makes me nervous. All right. So he's standing there, and boom. All right, so at the end, I was able to actually successfully make the maces and the flail swappable. And I also go on to, and I'll show you in this short right here, and I'll just kind of talk over it. And that is that I was able to actually also swap out the wrist. The way I did this was with a small thin magnet, two obviously, one on the back of the hand, one on the wrist cuff of the model itself, and I just snipped that post. Yes, you could I technically make it where you could dry fit it? Yes, I like the security of a magnet, so this is what I did right here. I was really happy with the outcome overall. I'm able to swap it out with any other weapon, future-proofing this model. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. YouTube thinks you'll like this video right here. If you'd like to subscribe, click this button right here. And as always, every stroke of the brush and swing of the blade adds character to your miniature.